The party, the Patriotic Front Party, Honorable Raphael Nakachinda, the acting provincial chairman, Mr. Mwanza from Chongwe, yes. The hard-working district chairman, Adaman, former mayor of Lusaka, Mr. Hendwa, and your team. Allow me to thank you, the SG, to start with, to be part of this meeting. I want to thank you sincerely, and I can assure you that I'm at your disposal to reorganize the party countrywide, especially in Lusaka. I don't want to take the show. My role is just to call upon you so that you can address your leadership in Lusaka province. I call upon you, SG Nakachinda.
So, thank you very much. So, allow me to acknowledge the presence of the acting chair. I did receive a note from the provincial chairman, Honorable Shaka, who is on national duty in China. Mr. Mwanza, Vice Chair and Acting Chair today, the Secretary, the Chair Lady, I've seen the Youth Chairman, and the entire executive, or those that are present from the province. Good morning. Allow me to also acknowledge the presence of the district led by Mr. Nyendwa. I have seen that we are 72. Today is the beginning of the process of putting together and tying all the loose ends to have a formidable machinery across the country that will be able to undertake an assignment to redeem the Zambian people from the shackles of the mismanagement, brutality, and the abuse of the current government that have already resolved that they need to get rid of in 2026. Now, I know these are politics, and I also know that sometimes if there is no clarity, people begin to speculate. But as your Secretary General, you are going to discover, if you have not discovered, for me, I stand on the truth at all times. I know that some of you are looking at Honorable Kamba here, and you may have troubles in your heads. I want to clarify that, first of all, he has never left the party. Two, if there are any issues, there are internal issues that will be resolved in building the party. There is nobody in the party who is, for as long as they have a vote, who is useless. And if there were differences before, that's why you have elders in every family to be able to resolve those differences. And the correct thing is done. So, I deliberately yesterday went to a funeral together at Honorable Nyenda's home. And because my office is like a sponge, you receive all kinds of submissions. But what can only cure that is if there is an issue, address it squarely. And that's encouragement aba Ishapolindi Gavampera report, they know that the first response I'll give is that Kabeo Nawine Wapera report Muite, so to wake a shape report in their presence. So that you don't put the Secretary General in an awkward position where you have an issue with the person, but you want to use me to deal with your issue. That I will not participate. If you have an issue, bring it to me in the presence of that person, and I can assure you, as Secretary General, there is nobody sacred. If there is an issue and he has not discovered, you will know that I will say the truth as it is. But we are not going to correct people by killing them. We are going to correct people to make sure that they are made more effective and productive in building the party moving forward. And that is the position. One Zambia, one Zambia. In opposition, we have to build and not scatter. Takuri to turudi rayo, mama to traikata, yogari tupoka. So paranga to apoka na manamba to asashani, to ambo kwa because of the line. Number turudi. So I thought I could just clarify, so that all of you, your minds can rest. Don't even be afraid. Don't be afraid of new members. Don't be afraid of those who seem to have gone and they are coming back. You are already in position. But I must put a disclaimer. One Zambia. Vane ukwe kwamba. You would have seen a number of MCCs here, but we have delegated that most of them go to the funeral. I'll join them. In the afternoon they'll come. We are undertaking a process of auditing our structures. And we are starting with the seat of power, which is basically the capital city, Lusaka district. So, Mr. Nyondo, congratulations that you are able to present a full complement of the district committee of 72. And through you, I want to say to every member structure, especially the provinces, the 10 provinces, that this process we are beginning today is going to be done rapidly. So if you are lagging behind wherever you are, make sure that the assignment you are given, because these circulars have been sent for the past 1 year, that the province must quickly go down and begin to, increase the structure arrangement of the party from 24 to 72. But this machinery will not be effective if it is just known verbally. As Secretary General, I want to make sure that if I want to speak to somebody in Kaputa, I don't have to depend on the provincial chairman to be the one on giving me a report. I want to, through just pressing a button, a constituency secretary can come up, a ward secretary can come up, and they can find out what is going on in Kaputa in a particular ward from here at the headquarters, because we have the data. So it's a province. This is not just a political show to say no number that we kumanisha 72. You are the machinery of the party. And in Lusaka district, chairman, I know that you have constituencies where you have members of parliament. But I also know that you have constituencies where there are no members of parliament. You are mandated, and I'm still mandating you again, that may you begin to identify candidates in those constituencies.
One Zambia, one Zambia.
And we are proceeding to make sure that through the constituencies, we also begin to identify candidates at councillor level. But further on, I don't want you to pretend that because learn that itakuri mwamusha abama MPs, mwabama MPs, takuri kuikatamu. Tamuikatamu fenga rebomba. But ngana maneko kutiri yarete ya mkulisi, tarebomba rete ya mkulisa. Na ino ramu ino wanjela chairman, kuri ya consensus kwa tukutu alalisa. Isa mbuna mkwanta na ino kula mchina so ati either abuke ngataresera puka na bandi bengirepo because ukutureya bane tatira mkwangala. We are going for serious business, and in this country we run a presidential system of government. So any place where there is laxity, paramonika kwa tipalulu bola, it will always affect the vote ya kwa president. So taturindiro kwa angala yo, we need to make sure that paward na pakwa sana candidate kwete we are assured of victory. Constituency na pena na tushia tukwena we candidate tatishani atuinisha. Hii mentality ya kulanda tiyo president for as long as the popular PF is popular they can win. You have to count the votes from the ward, the constituency until Mwafika. That's why you are secretary. One Zambia. So vane tupose kwa mane fituamba te kwa ngalokuyo. So the district, 7 constituencies in your district must be delivered. Honorable Goodson Banda, you're welcome. I also invited him because we're going to a funeral, but he's doing a good job in Numezi. He went as a candidate when we just had the funeral, but even in the midst of the funeral, wanasi tabe kuwabela mavoti, but I think kukoti senda buina. Sumamene, I'm sure tingaabeze mavoti ya. One Zambia. So this afternoon, we definitely are going to meet the constituencies. But I want to say this. Strategy yaba UPND kupitira muza ECZ. Valison tama kadas ku ECZ. And itatoa kwa hata mwenso yo. Ukulumbule kutila zaromisi ni kada wa UPND. Mfine. McDonald's Prince na yena ni kada wa UPND. Uriaba vikate executive director na inanga tuamurelekesha amoneka kote sweta pide. So na ina tuamuzini amoneka sweta tete. So the strategy of the UPND is to try and use violence and brutality. Gamawufefe ama officials wa UPND wareranda. Nobody na pomwa iche iswanisha rupa TV. Hali warning ama members of parliament wa UPND atingata wakashite adopt. Waisho kuminanga independent. Vara isho kia kuwawombera programu wakaluza. Now, if they are targeting their own members for abduction, so that they don't stand as independent, what more will they do to the opposition? That is already a sign of a proposed strategy of wanting to intimidate the opposition. They have tried to take away PF from us. It looks like it is failing. Their mingarete will be to brutalize the members of the opposition generally, particularly the main opposition called Patriotic Front. And therefore, Vane, as we meet like this, Secretary General, I'm also calling upon you to prepare yourselves to protect the vote of 2026 against the violence and the brutality of UPND. Apatire ya kuma election ya 2026, tatire mko angara iyo. Wayusi. Tetire mko angara iyo. Turea kububi on behalf of the Zambian people. And when people use force, you can't be romantic with them and think that you can take power. So no more than politics for romance. Please, you can excuse us for now. Because the children to get we must all brace ourselves for the violence they are planning, they have been using so far. In Southern Province, time and again we have failed to field the candidates at councillor level because our candidates are beaten, officials beaten. If you are going to be beaten all the time and you don't react, if there's something wrong with you. So in this case, we are going to defend ourselves from the violence of UPND. One Zambia, we said defending ourselves is an offense. Is it not provided in the Constitution? Is self-defense an offense? So defend yourselves and defend the vote. But beyond the PF, I'm also appealing to the Zambian people. Namule mfwa, israti ya kunena ife mfwa. Ngefinti na fili wana na the trading, gafati never also trade experience. And in every sector, they say we are affected. You also rise up and defend your vote. This time around in 2026, ngawa vota takurupi ya kuinganda. Kuvota no kuirole nti vote yebedi yaine, waipenda, waimona tunachashani, wapenda. Mini motala kwata. Number 2, wale bonfia, wale pokuwonta technology. Na tushibo kutila. They are trying and they are working with some people to put up a machinery to try and manage the transmission of votes and use the technology to manipulate the numbers. Awanes kumalawi nabalango kutira. Iyo technology nabaikana. Pantu ya moneko kuta is not footprint or foolproof. Basically, as it is now, we also must begin to advocate that when it comes to transmission, there must be manual transmission of the results, so that we are all compiled and foolproof based on the manual and the technology, so that we are able to trace what they are announcing. 2, we have to begin to advocate that stakeholders, local and international, take this process, Yama elections in Zambia, seriously. In time past, because governments which were there, like that of PF, they never interfered with ECZ and never used violence at the polling station. Therefore, they could deploy their monitors just to sampling, in different places. This time around, we are saying to cooperating partners, like the EU, the Americans and others, the Russians and everybody, to be able to put personnel in terms of monitors at each and every polling station. So that parallel emergency ya opposition kuba tanki ya polling station baumina kumona abasungu abayisamusa monitor because wale bakashini kisho kuturefu tulanga tishi. If we are going to deploy monitors only along the line of way and selected places, they will not see and feel or experience what the UPND are planning to do. So let them deploy at each and every polling station, so that the vote can be protected not only by politicians, but also independent monitors and those who will be working at polling stations. Chindi is the program the UPND that's why to defranchise PF. If you say we need to addition and we have reconciled. ba UPND tetubakakatiye ekipani kya PF. Ba UPND namukwate ekipani kyenu. Namukwate na President Hon Nakachinda. My rally to social for 3 hours, arrest for boasting, but now bomba. And if you can boast for 3 hours, what is your problem? Why are you so afraid with all the achievements that you are creating for 3 hours? Leave our party alone. Akakamwa ichakalandikisha akamatemu akasendeni. So if you love that community so much, just get in. Today, I want to announce at this particular hour that on behalf of Patriotic Front, we have donated Kakunkubipi Karinga UPND. Not Sashani, to a donator. We make a shepine. We know on behalf of the Patriotic Front, from top to bottom, with every authority at my disposal, as Secretary General, Mr. Nakachinda, I today donate to you Kakunkubipi Karinga. You can get it. It's free of charge, donated. So banana to take a look start to, protect the vote. After, let's just break for a few minutes. I think an hour, 30 minutes for the funeral, and then we come and finish the business in the afternoon. Please, chair lady, vice chair lady, make sure that takuri kerene salayo. So food must be prepared. We should eat. By the time to Repishalelo, I am hoping that revolutionary politicians will emerge from today. And the fire that will start from here will start sweeping across the country. Fionse flat pare bane, tuala shalelo. Bana mayo kukaka, wastata na imomo achitaja nyubishikuma. Imomo ya tina maseozi. Takwa bano ufia wamo maseozi. Kunu nkafye. Echa wamo ufia. That's all. Don't be afraid of the sales. It's the only other way to get into power. And I will read from the front. I'm saying because in 2026 it will not take people who are afraid of souls for us to in power. So ngakutukomera wale tukomena every day. Wakomena kachero, wakufunye chungura wa mkodona, watukomena lakana ka tulingiroku banasha waka indechema. If the only power he has is the cells and the police. That's the only way we can get to 2026 because these people are brutal, and I'm saying it on camera. They are brutal. Don't be afraid of cells. If you are doing the right thing, you are right whether you are in the cells or you are in jail. You are right. God bless you. Thank you very much.